Camp TV thanks you for watching this presentation. We'd love for you to become a member and use your creativity at our station. Please visit hinghammedia.org or call us at 781-836-5094 if you'd like to learn more.
So the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day is an event that the town puts on with the South Shore Recycling Cooperative to accept materials that are too bad to bring to the transfer station. They don't accept them regularly there, so it gives people an opportunity to bring some of their nastier chemicals and substances for proper disposal. In Hingham, we always hold these collections at the Plymouth River School over on High Street. It has a nice long driveway, so there's plenty of room for people to line up and to turn around when they deliver their materials. Although this year it was so busy that we had people spilling out onto the street, so it wasn't quite long enough of a driveway, but usually it's a very good place to have a collection. Well, every year the town of Hingham and the South Shore Recycling Cooperative work on a contract. The town allocates about $10,000 for this event, and also to send residents to other collections if they can't make it to this particular event. So they have to budget, they have to sign the contract, reserve the space at the school. Then the South Shore Recycling Cooperative does the publicity, and I think the town does some too. They assign some DPW guys to help out because I can't do it by myself. And I arranged to have a company called Recycle Environmental come, and they collect the material from the cars and they separate it into the proper containers because different types of materials have to be handled in different ways. So they actually do the collection and disposal of all the materials that people bring.
Well, the cars are here for the Town of Hingham Household Hazardous Waste Collection, and I'm here from the Paint Exchange. We're located in Rockland. We don't deal with the hazardous waste, but we're here to take any latex paint that homeowners bring. Oftentimes, homeowners can't really tell the difference between latex and oil-based paint. The oil is a hazard, but we're collecting latex for recycling. So any leftover latex that people have that is still liquid and meets our criteria within 10 years old and various other things, we will collect and we bring it back to our facility in Rockland and we recycle it. We then, in turn, wholesale it to Habitat for Humanity stores. 99% of the paint that we produce goes to Habitat for Humanity restores, which are located throughout the country. I think there are about 900 of them. So we like to help out the South Shore Recycling Cooperative. We participate in some of their local events on the South Shore, collecting any latex paint that happens to come in. There's a lot of work that goes into bidding out the contract to take the waste with Recycle, who's here today. For us, we've had a good relationship with the South Shore Recycling Cooperative and with the town of Hingham for many years. A lot of Hingham residents bring their paint when it's not a collection. They bring it to our facility in Rockland for recycling. We're there every day, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of planning and a lot of strategic behind the scenes things that go into it for sure.
We're here to assist. The town has to supply certain things. You'll see the people that work there and the signage, etc., and trying to get the line through as fast as possible. The preparation is planning and advertising on our part to make sure residents are aware of it. We find hazardous waste is a part of everything that when we say recycling, to keep this separate for once a year, we have a hazardous waste collection day. The stopping here it's the inspection here. So we have the people saying, and the measurement, it just like, is it a small load, medium load, large load, and is it hazardous waste? So that's, about it. I mean, the thing is looking and seeing what they have, making sure that they're authorized to come here. A Hingham resident has automatic authorization. Then there's from other towns, they'll have to have a form filled out. they get billed, or we have mutual agreements with, I think, Weymouth and Rockland on it.
So what's considered hazardous is oil-based paint and stains. Gasoline is a big item that comes in. We get a lot of pesticides, pool chemicals, automotive fluids, drain cleaners, things that you wouldn't want to drink or put down your drain or apply to your skin. We want those to come to the collection unless they're collected separately at another town venue. Well, everybody had to wait in a good long line this year. People who are familiar with this will bring a book with them and just be prepared to wait. We try to keep the wait time to a half hour, but we weren't very successful in doing that at this collection. But they need to have some proof of residency, whether it's a transfer station sticker or a driver's license, so we can prove that the money that the town of Hingham is paying for material that came from the town of Hingham. So you pack up your car, you wait in line, and when you get to me, I check you in along with some of the DPW guys, and we take a look at what you have. We check your residency, we assess the quantity, and if there are materials such as motor oil or antifreeze or latex paint that are not listed on the acceptable materials, we'll tell you what to do with them. As it turns out, we did take latex paint because the company that recycles it actually came to our collection. So people who didn't read the directions actually lucked out because they were able to get rid of their usable latex paint. But we assess what's in the car, and then we just send the people on up to the area where the Stericycle folks are sorting the stuff out, and they stay in their car. The Stericycle folks take the stuff, and off they go. It's really pretty simple. The town of Hingham does not limit people who are bringing things to the Hingham collection, although they do. I ask people if they bring a lot of stuff, especially if it's not been opened. I kind of point out, it costs more for the town to dispose of this material than it costs the people to buy the stuff. So we do ask people to be cognizant of what they buy and only buy what you need. And if there's a safer, non-toxic alternative, we do ask people to consider using that. That said, there's no limit because we'd rather see it come into this facility for proper disposal than have it improperly disposed down the sewer drain or down the drain or in the trash. There are certain things that we can't handle at a household collection. For instance, radioactive materials, those require a whole nother type of vendor to handle. We don't take explosives. We're currently not taking flares, although if there's enough demand, that's a possibility that we could take that. Use medications we don't take. There are other ways to handle those things. And our website has information about how to get rid of some of those items.
It's important to properly dispose of hazardous waste because we don't want dangerous chemicals seeping into our waterways, going into the landfill. And also, a lot of it can be recycled and reused as fuel. The oil-based paint can be reused as fuel. The latex paint we want to recycle because there's so much out there that's still usable and still good. If it's within 10 years old and has been stored properly, it really should be reused. We don't want the latex, even though it's technically in the state of Massachusetts not a hazard, we still don't want it just going into our landfills. It's just a waste and it's not good for the environment.
Hazardous waste is something that everybody has in their home. And most people, unfortunately, don't have an easy means to dispose of it. This makes it accessible to our whole community. Of course, some of the stuff is toxic for humans just being in the house, so that's not good in and of itself. But the worst part of it is people will improperly dispose of these things in landfills, and that's not what we want.
If we dispose of these types of materials improperly, such as down your drain or in your trash, then that creates hazards for our environment and also for the workers. So if you put it in the trash and they compact the trash down at the transfer station, if it's reactive, then it puts the transfer station workers and the other residents at risk. Hingham's always busy. This year, I think we might have broken a record. We were over 300 cars, partly because we have a new town. The cooperative involves 15 towns, including Hingham. And we just got a new member, which is Hull, and they haven't had a collection day for quite some time. So we had over 20 Hull residents come in, and we had 30 residents from other towns also come in, since Hingham's part of the cooperative reciprocal agreement. So people from the other towns can get permission from their town to come, and their town will pay for what they bring. So it was busier than usual, but it's always busy in Hingham.
I think Plymouth River is great because there's a really good flow that they're able to set up and cars are able to come in. I know people probably don't like waiting in line, but it could be a lot worse. We participate in events like this at other towns, and Plymouth River really provides a good smooth flow for traffic, and especially on a gorgeous day like today.
It's enjoyable to be able to interact with the public, although this was so busy I didn't really have time to chat with anybody. These types of events are beneficial because they keep the toxic and hazardous materials out of the environment, and if they are improperly disposed, it's bad for all of us. We're trying to save the town of Hingham money and save resources.